Guys, as soon as I turned on the camera, there was thick darkness all around. Only the faint light of my camera's red LED was visible. My heart was pounding hard. My breathing became rapid. I felt like someone was already watching me. Slowly, I raised the camera and saw the rusty gate ahead. It was nighttime, complete silence everywhere. Behind the gate bars stood that old hospital, like some monster. My breath caught in my throat. As I pushed the gate, its screeching broke the night's silence. The grass inside was so tall that the path wasn't even visible. The sound of leaves with every step, and no one but me, or maybe there was someone. The main building's door was half broken. The Riverview Hospital board was so old it was hard to read. When I opened the door, a cold gust of wind came from inside, as if someone was breathing. As I stepped inside, my camera light turned on. Ahead was the reception desk, covered in dust. A wheelchair lay overturned, with strange stains on it. The clock on the wall was stuck at 3:15. Among the scattered files on the desk, one was labeled Patient 13. When I picked it up, suddenly the clock's hand moved. My hair stood on end. At that time, I didn't know this was just the beginning. The corridor was so long that its end wasn't visible. Closed doors on both sides. A light flickered in the distance. My footsteps echoed, but it felt like someone else was walking too. Then the whispering began. "Get out. Don't stay here." Not one, but multiple voices. I turned around, but there was no one. Yet those voices were clear, coming from very close. A door opened by itself. Inside was a patient's room. Restraints on the bed, a table, and scratch marks on the wall. Day 47
Day 47
was written.
Watch.
Someone had been imprisoned here for many days. An open diary lay on the table. Its pages were moving in the air, even though there was no wind in the room. The last page read, "They're coming for me tonight." And then the door behind me slammed shut. I ran to the door, but it was locked. I was trapped. In that moment, I realized I wasn't alone. In the broken mirror, I saw my reflection, but behind it was another person. It moved. It reached out its hand. I turned quickly, but there was no one behind me. When I looked in the mirror again, it had come closer. I tried to break the door, pushed with my shoulder, but nothing happened. Suddenly, the room's temperature dropped. My breath started turning into vapor. Someone was here, with me. Somehow the door opened, and I ran outside, ran towards the stairs, had to go down to the basement, maybe find an exit there. The creaking of each step scared me. In the basement was a door labeled Morgue. Inside were surgical tables, tools, and body drawers. One drawer was open. When I opened it, there were only old stains inside. Then the drawer above fell open by itself. In the fallen drawer was something wrapped in cloth. When I looked, that cloth moved. There was something inside that was still alive. I stepped back, and then the voices started again. "Get out. There's still time." A shadow separated from the wall. It started moving across the floor, straight towards me. My heart seemed to stop. The light flickered and the shadow disappeared. But I knew it was still here. I ran back, climbed the stairs. When I reached the top, the door was closed. I pushed it, tried, but nothing happened. And then, complete silence. Then, slow footsteps. Someone was climbing the stairs, one by one. I looked towards the stairs. It was dark, but the sound was clear. My camera light went off. Night vision turned on. It stood on the stairs, just a silhouette, face not visible. It extended its hand. My camera started shaking. And then it said, "You shouldn't have come here." The camera fell to the floor. I was looking up from below. It stood above me. It stepped over the camera, opened the door, and left. The door closed. I was left alone. A distant siren sounded, and then everything went quiet. The camera's battery was dying. The red light was flickering. I couldn't get up. Looked towards the door one last time. Someone was turning the handle. And then everything went static. As the camera battery started dying, the door slowly opened. Someone came in. There were no footsteps, just a cold gust of wind. I closed my eyes in fear. Then I felt a light touch. Someone's hand was picking up the camera. When I opened my eyes, I saw that person was here again. He held the camera to my eyes. In the red recording light, his face was visible. And that face was mine. I myself was standing there. That me smiled, a strange smile, then said, "Remember? You are patient 13. You've been here since 1987. Your mind is creating all this." I wanted to scream, but no voice came out. Suddenly, everything started coming back. Medicines, injections, doctors, all those treatments. I was a patient at Riverview Hospital, was admitted here in 1987. And now what? Was all this real, or just my mind's game? That me disappeared. The room lights turned on. White walls, clean floor, modern equipment. A nurse came and said, "Mr. Sharma, your session is over. How did it feel today?" I was sitting on a chair, no camera in my hands. This was 2024. Riverview Hospital was now a modern mental health clinic. I was receiving therapy here. All that gate, darkness, shadow, voices, everything was created by my mind. It was part of virtual reality therapy. The doctor came and said, "Your memory is returning. After the 1987 accident, you went into a coma. You woke up only 30 years later. Your mind is confused between old memories and new reality." But then I saw something strange in the doctor's eyes. It was the same red light that was in the camera. The nurse's smile was also the same as that me had smiled. The doctor said, "Let's take you back to your room." I got up and started running, ran through the corridor. Everything was modern, clean, but there was no one. The entire clinic was empty. Voices echoed. "Patient 13, come back." I opened the main door. When I went outside, it was the same old Riverview Hospital. Rusty gate, overgrown grass,
broken windows. The 1987 building. I was back at the same place where it all began.
A voice came from behind. You never woke up. You're still in a coma. This is all your dream, and we are the ghosts of your mind. I turned, and that me was standing in front again. It showed two paths. One, stay in this dream, become the hospital's ghost. Two, wake up, but bear the truth. I asked, what is the truth? It said, you didn't survive the 1987 accident. You're dead. I fell down. Everything went blurry before my eyes. For the last time it said, your mind doesn't want to die. That's why it's creating all this. But now the time has come. I closed my eyes. A bright light. Then slowly my eyes opened. I was in a hospital bed. Family members all around. Their eyes were moist. My wife was crying. The doctors said, welcome back. You've come out of a 6-month coma. But I knew this could also be a dream. Who knows if I'm still in that same hospital, the same cycle continuing. So guys, one question. If you're watching this, how will you know if you're dreaming or in reality? Perhaps we're all in someone's dream. Perhaps our reality is also someone else's imagination. So, whenever you feel afraid, remember, this might not be real. But if it is real, then be careful. Because sometimes reality is more terrifying than dreams.